All right, welcome into the San Francisco 49ers Report. Chase Sr. here with you. It is a Saturday night on December 20th. A lot to get to here on the show, and some breaking and concerning news with Brandon Aiyuk on a clip that has gone viral on social media. I want to talk about that. We have a Ricky Pearsall injury update going into Monday Night Football. What is going on with rookie linebacker Nick Martin? And lastly, the Los Angeles Rams coming off that shocking loss against the Seattle Seahawks on Thursday Night Football, in which they were up 30-14 in the fourth quarter, in panic mode a little bit. They have fired their special teams coordinator. Before we dive in, if you want Niners coverage every single day, year round, don't forget to give me a follow and subscribe. You can find me on all social media platforms, X, Instagram, and TikTok, as you can see right here at Chase_Senior and right here on YouTube. This is the 49ers Report. We're well north of 180,000 subscribers. And anytime I'm talking Niners in front of a camera on a microphone, I want to bring you coverage that is insightful, informative, entertaining, thought-provoking, where you have a voice. So if all that sounds great, hit that sub button right now. Recording this at about 10:15 p.m. Eastern, 7:15 p.m. Pacific, during this Packers-Bears game. Jordan Love out with a concussion, so Chicago right now down as I'm recording this 6-3, but the Bears driving. And then earlier today, more Saturday football across the NFL, the Philadelphia Eagles pulling away from the Washington Commanders to win their second straight NFC East title. The Eagles are officially playoff bound, the Super Bowl champions heading to the postseason once again. They've now won 2 games in a row, offense getting rolling a little bit after they had lost 3 games in a row. As of right now, the Eagles are the 3 seed. Niners are the 6 seed. If the season were to end today, then the Niners would be on the road to play Philadelphia in the first round, wild card round of the NFC playoffs. But with the Rams losing against Seattle on Thursday, if the Niners beat the Colts on Monday, they will elevate from the 6 seed to the 5 seed. And if that holds, they would, of course, play the winner of the NFC South between the Buccaneers and the Panthers. Niners next week playing the Bears, and then Seattle after that. So still a lot to shake out for San Francisco and across the NFC. Let's get to the story of the night here. So I was live for the Eagles-Commanders game, and I started to see a lot of tweets pop off, and then I had to just pause when I was live and take a look at what was going on. Brandon Aiyuk on his Instagram page, he's always been known to be a car aficionado. He's got a lot of nice whips, luxury vehicles, and he posted a video on his YouTube channel of him driving past Levi's Stadium in, according to my research, a Cadillac CT5V Blackwing. And he's filming as he's driving by Levi Stadium, his dashboard. And he's clearly speeding at a high rate of speed. And the speedometer on his dash goes up to 104. Now, we're not sure if that is 104 miles per hour or 104 kilometers per hour. The Cadillac CT5V Blackwing, primarily in America, tracks speed in miles per hour. That is the unit of speed, obviously, in which we follow here in America. Some people are saying it could be a Canadian car, kilometers per hour, and the 104 signifies KPMs, not miles per hour. And I guess that you can change your speedometer from miles per hour to kilometers per hour. I've never done that. That would freak me out. I've spent a lot of time in Australia because my family lives there. My dad grew up there. And it's weird there because they follow KPMs, but then the driving side is on the right side, our passenger side. But it looks like Brandon Aiyuk may have been speeding past Levi Stadium at speeds of up to 104 miles per hour. The road that he is traveling on past Levi's is Tasman Drive. I believe I'm pronouncing that right. If I'm not, forgive me. The speed limit on Tasman Drive, per my research, is like 30 to 35 miles per hour. So Brandon Aiyuk, who the Niners have not seen in more than a month, who San Francisco voided the guarantees in his contract for 2026. BA is not even fighting this with the NFL Players Association. He's pretty much giving up $25 million. Has not been seen anywhere around the facility. Teammates, the team have tried to engage in conversations with him. He's pretty much cut off all conversations and dialogue and communication with the Niners. Yet here he is on YouTube, reckless driving, potentially going over 100 miles per hour past the Niners stadium while filming in his Cadillac in a speed zone that's about 30 miles per hour that is frequented by some people nearby. This is reckless. This is idiotic. This is concerning and sad. I'm officially to the point where I am concerned about the mental health of Brandon Aiyuk, the well-being of Brandon Aiyuk. And unfortunately for him, it seems like since the Super Bowl loss against the Chiefs, he's gotten bad advice after bad advice, might have some bad eggs in his circle, not surrounding himself with the best people, and he continues to make dumbfounding decision after dumbfounding decision. Now, I'm thinking about his track record with the Niners here. When he was drafted in 2020, there were some rumblings that the Niners weren't really that happy with him as a player and a person. And then in 2021, he started off in Kyle Shanahan's doghouse and then got on the right track and helped the Niners turn it around from 3-5, made it to the NFC Championship game. 2022 goes over 1,000 yards. 2023, over 1,000 yards again, a top 10 wide receiver in the sport. And he was an all-pro. But then following that Super Bowl loss, his friends are saying right after a heartbreaking defeat, he's going to play in Vegas. The contract negotiations were very messy. There was cryptic post after cryptic post, tweeting directly at Mike Tomlin, on his social media pages, putting practice tape on there of Jaden Daniels, didn't wear the right uniform to practice, got undressed in front of Kyle Shanahan once Shanahan reamed him out. George Kittle, Trent Williams, Fred Warner would never do something like that. And then he gets hurt in week 7. And Shanahan said the other day, he really hasn't talked to Aiyuk much since. And a lot has changed since that week 7 injury in October of last year. When you go through an injury like that after you sign a contract, when you've been a great player, you can lose your way a little bit, no doubt about it. And anybody who has dealt with a significant loss of somebody close to them, or you've had an injury, you can be down in the dumps. And it is mentally, spiritually, and physically very challenging. You can become depressed. You're used to being this athletic freak. Now you're hurt. You're going to be out at least a year. After you sign this contract, you're wondering why. And it was a really, really bad injury. There's no doubt about it. But Brandon Aiyuk is trending in a direction where you just worry where this is headed. Enough of, oh, he quit on the Niners. This comes down to, is this person okay? I'm legitimately concerned because a person in their right mind wouldn't act like this and do these types of things and sever these types of relationships. TJ Houshmandzadeh, who was a great wide receiver for a long time for the Cincinnati Bengals, is Aiyuk's wide receivers coach. He said the other day, I believe on the radio, he hates what Aiyuk is doing right now, and he's going to regret this when he's older. But this is Antonio Brown, CT, ESPN level stuff. We saw what happened with Henry Ruggs when he made a bad mistake, had a couple of drinks, and went driving around Las Vegas at speeds of over 100 miles per hour. He ran into a car and he killed somebody. And I'm looking at this clip over and over again. Aiyuk's holding the phone as he's traveling. Or maybe he's got meta glasses on because I see both hands at one point. But over 100 miles per hour, going by Levi Stadium, the organization that drafted you, that paid you, that you've now severed all of your relationships and communication with, it's a really bad look. And he's going to be playing elsewhere next year. We know this. But now it's getting to the point where other teams see this. Other people across the NFL see this, and they're like, can we take a chance on a guy whose health we have no idea about, and we don't know what type of person we're getting either? Even if Aiyuk was going 104 kilometers per hour, that's about 64 miles per hour in a 30 mile per hour zone. That is still punishable and an offense in which you can get a speeding ticket for. And some people are saying, I don't think he was going over 100 because it didn't look like that. I mean, it's kind of impossible to tell. In cars nowadays, I drive a Tesla Model 3. There are times where I'm over 100 miles per hour and I'm like, holy shit, I didn't even realize that. So it's pretty easy, especially in a car like this Cadillac, which is a luxury sports car, to push that thing over 100. And he's going by this fence and you see the spokes or whatever in the fence, like he might be going over 100 miles per hour. So I hope somebody can have a conversation with Aiyuk. I hope somebody can get to him, make sure he's all right. And some people are saying, looks like he's having the time of his life. This is reckless, dumb behavior that can end very, very poorly. And we've seen it end very, very poorly before. So BA, I've loved him as a football player. He's a special football player when he's right. This is not good. Not good at all. As far as Ricky Pearsall, not going to play on Monday night against the Indianapolis Colts. He's out, re-injured his PCL, hurt his ankle in that game. When he got hip drop tackled, the defender, Kevin Winston, I believe, did get fined by the NFL for that hip drop tackle. It was clearly illegal. How that play wasn't penalized in the moment, I have no idea. It was the textbook version of a hip drop tackle. But either way, Pearsall banged up last week, nearly got to 100 yards, fought through it, had an excellent game, his best game since he got off to that very fast start early in the season. What's concerning about Pearsall is the injury history here. Now, at Arizona State and at Florida, he was a pretty durable player. But if you just take out the gunshot wound, which that has nothing to do with him being injury prone, the summer after he got drafted going into his rookie year, he had a shoulder injury and a hamstring injury. This past offseason, had a hamstring issue, missed the start of training camp and mandatory minicamp. Then he hurt his knee in week 4. Now he's re-injured his knee and he hurt his ankle. Special player, really good, dynamic, explosive. I love his game. He's really fun to watch, and I'm rooting for him, for real. But the start of his career, it's been a frustrating start for him, and he has been an injury-prone player. Niners will miss him. This is a really good defense that the Colts have. They're top 10 in sacks. My preview for this game is already up on the channel. And their front is excellent. And Pearsall is a player who can pick up yards after the catch and make plays downfield. So this game against the Colts, even though Phillip Rivers is the quarterback, is not a gimme. It's going to be a hard one. Nick Martin, rookie third-round pick out of Oklahoma State, has been placed on injured reserve. He suffered a concussion on special teams play against the Cleveland Browns. He's been out since then. Him being put on IR, third-round pick, redshirt year, barely played at all, clearly has a lot of ability. Hopefully this concussion isn't something that lingers because he predicates his game on playing hard, playing physical, and hitting really hard. And so not going to see him for the rest of the year. Out at least 4 weeks. As far as the Los Angeles Rams, they lose that 30-14 lead on Thursday night to Seattle. A shocking, earth-shattering defeat for the Rams. If they don't get home field advantage, they are to blame. They lost to the Niners as 8.5-point favorites, lost to the Panthers as 10-point favorites. They were up 24-9, I believe, on the Philadelphia Eagles in week 3 and gave up 24 unanswered. And then they were up 30-14 in the fourth quarter against the Seahawks. So Sean McVay's team has had some historic choke jobs this year. And if they don't get the top seed and home field advantage, they are to blame. Well, we saw what sparked the turnaround for the Seahawks. It was that near 60-yard punt return for Rashid Shaheed, who John Schneider acquired at the NFL trade deadline. And it was the special teams breakdown for Los Angeles. Special teams has lost the Rams multiple games this year. Well, they have fired their special teams coordinator in Chase Blackburn. He's out. A little bit of a panic move here from Sean McVay and his coaching staff with 3 weeks left. Something to monitor there. And obviously for the Niners, they're hoping that the Rams shit the bed for the rest of the year and they're bounced early in the playoffs. They have a pretty easy schedule left. Falcons, Cardinals, but there's a lot for them to get right. And looks like Devontae Adams going to be out for the rest of the year as well. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Just wanted to hop on, talk some Niners here late on a Saturday night. As always, thanks for supporting the show, and we'll catch you soon. More content to come tomorrow. We'll be live for a watch party on Monday night. See ya.